Hey there, guys. How's it going? Welcome to Breakfast All Day. Good to see you. I am Christy. That's Alonso. Finally, for us today, because it's early November, we have a Christmas movie for you. Who better to describe Home Sweet Home Alone than the man who has literally written not one, but many books on Christmas movies? It's Alonso Duralde. This is also part of the Home Alone cinematic universe.
It is. It is completely connected. This is technically the sixth Home Alone movie. There were three in theaters and two, I think, that went directly to video. I have not watched all of them, but if you ask people to have, like our friend Bibbs, he will tell you that five is surprisingly really good.
There's a fifth. What's the fifth one about?
I have no idea.
What's it called?
Home Alone 5, I think. So yeah, this one is directly involved with in the Home Alone universe in ways that I will not reveal, lest that be a spoiler. But yeah, this is premiering today on Disney Plus because it's Disney Plus Day. Whoa! Anyway, so Archie Yates, who is the best friend from Jojo Rabbit, plays a kid living in Chicago, but fully outfitted with a British accent because his mother is British comic actress Aisling Bea. They're heading home from some event or other, and he really needs to go to the bathroom. So they go into a real estate open house. The house is owned by Rob Delaney and Ellie Kemper, who don't want to sell the place, but financially they need to because he's been out of work as an IT guy. And while they're there, they see this box of creepy old dolls that Rob Delaney's mother had directed or had collected, one of which is this bizarre collectible. And when he realizes that it's collectible, he looks it up online, thinks that there's enough money to get themselves out of their financial hole, but he thinks that Archie Yates has stolen it in a fit of pique. So he and Ellie Kemper have to figure out a way to break into Archie Yates' house to get their doll back. So they're not bad guys like the Wet Bandits. They're well-meaning, but it's very complicated. And if everybody would stop and have a 5-minute conversation, then it would be fine, but they don't. So of course, Archie Yates thinks they're coming to kidnap him. So he booby traps the house like a young Macaulay Culkin once did, and wacky hilarity and very painful slapstick ensues, but slapstick that made me laugh a lot, which is more than I can say for Home Alone 2 and even most of Home Alone. I'm not a giant fan of this franchise.
Are you not?
I was in my 20s when the first one came out. So, I didn't grow up with these movies. I, in fact, never saw Home Alone until I was researching I'll Be Home, my first one, Have Yourself a Movie Little Christmas. So if you are invested in the Home Alone universe, this may or may not be your cup of tea, but as somebody who's been kind of a mostly outside observer, I laughed a lot at this one.
I was not looking forward to this. You suggested that we review this, and I went along because I am a good teammate.
Thank you.
So I'm like, oh, fine, I'll watch it, and I'll make Nick watch it with me. So the other night after swim practice, I'm like, come watch this movie with me. He's like, I don't want to. I'm like, maybe it'll be good. And we found ourselves sitting on the couch laughing.
Oh, good.
Almost the whole way through. Like, I was shocked at how funny it was. And a lot of that is just because of the interplay between Ellie Kemper and Rob Delaney, but particularly Ellie Kemper's performance. Now, this is a thing that she has honed to a science. The disparity between how sweet and wholesome and trustworthy she looks and what a beast she can truly be when called upon. We saw some of this in Bridesmaids, when she gets a little tipsy on the plane and she seems so wholesome, but like this wild child comes out of her. And this happens here as well. And that is a pretty reliable source of comedy. And the two of them together have pretty good chemistry. And this seems meaner and like more physically dangerous than and again, I haven't seen the Home Alone movies in a while, but like the stuff that he does to them involving like icicles and fire, like could cause really significant damage. Is it me?
Look at Home Alone 2 again. There's like a hot tar and nail guns, I think. It's like really, there was an article that went around the web a couple of years ago that was like, did Kevin McAllister grow up to be Jigsaw? And a case could be made. So yeah, I mean, there's some definite sadism going on here, as there are in all of these movies. But the fact that it is this sort of farcical misunderstanding, and that Ellie Kemper and Rob Delaney aren't like mean bad crooks, but are just people caught in this weird situation. And the fact that the way that they set up, like this was co-written by Mikey Day from Saturday Night Live with this is a doozy name.
Streeter Seidell.
Seidell. That's a name. They set up all the stuff for like, why do they think that, you know, this kid has a German grandmother? Why do like all of this, these sort of this circumstantial evidence that leads them to where they are. And then there's a very funny bit involving the visiting family played by Tim Simons from Veep and his wife Allie Mackey, who are terrible.
That's pretty hilarious too, but also like not too far off as far as like obnoxious parents. Not too far off. And also Kenan Thompson's in this in a couple of scenes as a realtor, and just like any reaction from Kenan is good. Like always reliable and good for a laugh. Yeah, it's got a bunch of folks in small roles. Like Chris Parnell has one line.
Pete Holmes.
Pete Holmes is a couple of scenes. So it's sort of a deep comic bench of friends here. Yeah, I was surprised. Maybe it's expectations, right? But I went into this like, oh, it's short. Let's watch it. And so I watched it and was surprised at, and also Archie Yates is a really good little actor.
He is. I mean, that's the thing. Like, again, I have no great love for the Home Alone movies in general, but because he was in it, because I think Rob Delaney is brilliantly funny and Ellie Kemper, I thought this could be a thing. And I might want to see this. So hang on a second, Dave, please don't close the curtain because it makes me look like I'm living in shadow.
Well, it's either that or the sun is beating down and turning this place into an oven.
Okay, fine. Live in shadow. All right, I'm gonna live in shadow then because the sun is hitting us.
It doesn't look that different, actually.
Okay, good. Sometimes I guess maybe it's standard time is favoring me.
I can see you. I've got to say though, it's not pieced together in the most artful way. There are some really, really terrible edits here. There is one where I had to rewind it just to see, like, are my eyes deceiving me? Did that really just happen? There's a scene where Ellie Kemper is standing by the fireplace in the living room. And then like later on, they cut to her for a reaction. And it's her from earlier in the film standing in the kitchen next to Rob Delaney. Like the background's totally different. You can see Rob Delaney's shoulder next to her. Like it's incredibly sloppy. I'm like, whoa, that was a bad cut. So there's it's pieced together, not in the most, artful stylistic way, but.
Look, there was a pandemic going on. They had a lot of challenges to deal with on that set, I'm sure.
Yeah. Anyway, though, it's good and pretty good. So I'm saying 6.
I said 7. I was entertained, and I think again, if you're a Home Alone stan, I don't know if you're going to take issue with this, but if you want something fun and holiday-ish to watch with your kids, you could do worse. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us at BeFastAllDay on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and check out our Patreon at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. Watch reviews like this with no commercial interruption. Check out our TV recaps. We're winding up the morning show, and you're looking forward to The Great Season 2 and to Disney Plus's Hawkeye. And speaking of the Marvel Universe, Christy and Nick have done another Marvel Mondays to talk about Eternals. So if you missed that a couple days ago, that is on our podcast feed. So you got to get caught up with that. I've got Eternals on the list to get to. This week I started going back into theaters. Finally, I went to a Monday matinee of Spencer. Went to the Licorice Pizza All Media, or one of the All Medias. So slowly getting my way back out there, but this weekend I've got Shang-Chi and No Time to Die to watch at home. So
I'm so happy for you that you're going back into the outside world and that you feel comfortable doing it. It's really good.
Yeah. It's, baby steps, but we're making it happen. All right. Thanks you guys for watching. Have a great week, everybody. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll be back next time with more. Until then, bye.